Hey, it's Maciej here and welcome to the video on the best offer for online fitness coaches in 2026. Now, your offer is the foundation of everything. If your offer is shit, why should somebody pay you money if there are so many coaches in the space? So you need to create an offer that stands out, that is not a commodity. I'm going to show you exactly how to structure your offer, how to price your offer, how to make it justifiable in your buyer's head to pay you high ticket, which means between 3 to 5K up front. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly how to build out that offer and exactly how to structure it so you can start using it literally after watching this video. Okay, now if you don't know who I am, my name is Maciej Choromanski and I'm on a mission to help online fitness coaches systemize their businesses so they can enjoy more freedom and make getting new clients easy. So let's jump straight in. If you're still charging like 200 to 500 per month, you're on literally on a hamster wheel. You're trading time for money and you'll never have enough of either, right? Because you're trading your time for money. You're not broke because you're a bad coach. Most of you guys are amazing coaches, right? You know exactly how to change people's lives. That's your passion. That's why you started this in the first place. However, your offer is just a commodity. You're just another coach. So you need to make it unforgettable. You need to be selling the transformation, and I'll show you how. Now, maybe you'll notice that on this GIF, it's saying 2025, and I put this here intentionally because offers are timeless. I should say good offers are timeless. If your offer is good, you can be using it for years. You can only be increasing the prices from there. So the first step is to niche down to scale up, because if your offer speaks to everyone, it converts no one. You're not a general store, you're a special surgeon. You know, this is how much a general doctor makes in the US, and this is how much a heart surgeon makes in the US. There's a significant difference, right? And right now there's so many freaking coaches entering the market that if you don't pick a specific niche, if you don't stand out because of your personality, but also because of your offer, you're literally just another coach online. You need to have a dialed in offer, okay? So the mistake is I help people get fit. And what you should do, I help this avatar go from pain to outcome and time frame without thing they hate. For example, dads over 40 who work in corporate and want to lose the gut. Newly divorced men who want to rebuild their confidence. High-performing female executives who can lead a company but can't control their cravings. You want to be extremely specific. Now, the easiest way to do this is just speak to your past self. Maybe you're a dad yourself. You struggle to lose weight, right? It's very easy to pick that as your niche because you understand their struggles, right? So the easiest way to do this is to define your past self. Who were you before you found a solution? That's your ideal client because you know their pain immediately, right? From there, the second step is to solve a bleeding neck problem because people don't really buy supplements. Some people do, but people don't buy supplements, but they always buy painkillers. You want your offer to be a painkiller. No pain equals no purchase. People don't buy thousands of dollars in getting healthy. They invest because they are in pain, they are stuck, and they are sick of their own excuses, you know, of looking in the mirror. You're selling a life raft, not a luxury cruise. So you need to ask yourself, what is the rock bottom moment? What keeps them up at night? What is inaction costing them every week? In time, energy, confidence, respect. You want to be producing content talking to these specific pain points. And again, if you are speaking to your past avatar, to your past self, essentially, it's very easy, right? Next, you need to be selling the destination and not the airplane. Stop selling the features, sell the futures, okay? Nobody cares about your macros, your workouts, or your check-ins. They care about the outcome. They care about the new identity, especially right now. They can get the meal plan, they can get the workout plan off of ChatGPT, so they don't care that you are giving it to them. I mean, they care on some level, but what they care about more is just being confident in you as the person that will solve their problem. So don't sell fitness workouts, meal plans, sell confidence, respect, energy, freedom, pride in time frame. You'll go from painful identity to desired new identity. In 90 days, you'll go from hiding behind baggy clothes to feeling like the leader your family and business needs. You want to be talking to specific pain points and specific goals of your avatar. Once you have that dialed in, you want to give your offer a good name. Okay, so again, it stands out in the crowded market. 12-week transformation program is boring. It puts people to sleep. Your offer needs a name that feels like a transformation, like an identity shift. And the key here is use words that your ideal client uses. If you just give it a fancy name with no meaning, they will know what you're doing. You know, people are not stupid. But the templates can be the pain protocol, the time frame transformation, project, desire, identity. For example, the executive edge. Drop 20 pounds and reclaim your power, right? For like executives, maybe for like busy professionals, stuff like that. The postpartum reset, obviously for moms. Rebuild your body and confidence. Project Unstoppable, right? You just want to come up with a cool name that your ideal client actually wants, right? So for example, a busy mom method. you know, a first responder method, You know, just give it a cool name that talks to that specific avatar. Next, you want to stack the value, especially on your website, on your funnels, but also on your social media and in your content and in your promos, call to actions. Don't list free workouts per week, meal plans, Zoom calls, right? Do list precision designed workouts. You know, again, you want to give it a cool name. You know, designed for busy dads who only have 30 minutes and a bad back. The freedom fueling plan and no bullshit nutrition game plan that lets you eat real food and still lose 2 pounds per week. Weekly war room calls to hold you accountable and destroy your excuses. Again, you want to be using specific words that your ideal client also uses, and all of these points, as you can see, all of these parts of your program are designed specifically towards this avatar. Now, when it comes to pricing your offer, you need to understand that nothing is too expensive. It's just how big of a priority it is for somebody. Is a 5 grand program expensive? Expensive compared to what, right? Compared to doing nothing and staying stuck for another year, you know, compared to looking at yourself in the mirror and hating what you see, you know, to failing your family, feeling like you're failing your family, your spouse. Is that expensive? Compared to 10 grand you've already wasted on gym memberships and some failed programs in the past, supplements that didn't work, compared to the cost of low energy and no confidence every single day. You must anchor the price of your program to the cost of their inaction. And again, if you are speaking to their specific pain points, you're using their language, the offer is designed specifically for them, they will justify in their head why you are charging this much, right? Because you're solving their problems, you openly talk about their problems, right? And you know what their problems are, you're talking about them in your content, in your offer. Second, you are talking about their true desires. Again, that's why it's great if you can speak to your past self, because you know exactly what your desires were, right? But even if you don't, if you are speaking just to a different avatar, you still need to be very conscious, very aware of what their goals are, what their pain points are. In that case, you can, for example, ask your current clients, right, what their biggest goals were before they joined your program, when they first joined your program, what their biggest desires, what their biggest struggles were when they joined your program, and then you can tailor your messaging to the same pain points. Now, the second part to it is that sales is a mirror. So if you as a coach are unwilling to invest in your own growth, you will project that scarcity mindset onto your clients, and specifically potential clients, on sales calls. You'll struggle to overcome the price objection because deep down you agree with it. It's crazy, but they did these studies and it shows up always in sales teams that there's closer 1, closer 2, closer 3. The same offer, the same pricing, but closer number 1 always get a I need to think about it objection. Closer 2 gets it's too expensive objection. And closer 3 always gets the I need to talk to my wife objection. The same offer is because their current objections reflect on their sales calls with potential clients. You need to be aware of these objections in your own head, right? And you need to be constantly investing in yourself, in mentors, in programs, in systems. This way you operate from a place of abundance, right? You expect your clients to invest because you know the power of it and you cannot fake it. People feel that when you're on the phone with them. And this will be a shameless plug. If you're interested in getting some help with growing your online coaching business, completely automating your appointment setting, content, ads, you can hire us as well. If you invest in yourself, again, it will come forth. If you want to attract high-ticket clients, you must become one first. Now, how much should you actually charge? You want to stop charging like a gym and start charging like a specialist surgeon who is solving a life-altering problem. Because you are. So I'd recommend at least 2.5 to 5K upfront, and the price should be high enough that it commands commitment, because you don't want uncommitted people, right? You probably notice that when you are charging very little, you can get a lot of clients, but a lot of them are just, for example, they start ghosting you randomly, right? Because they are not committed, right? It's not a lot of money to them. That's why you need to be charging more money so you actually get committed people that will finish the program, they will get amazing results, they will give you amazing testimonials, and you can then leverage them, they will renew, you know, and you can leverage their testimonials to attract even more clients. Next, always lead with pay in fulls. Offer a payment plan as a fallback, obviously, but pay in full is the standard. Okay, and there's argument to this. However, obviously you can build some base of recurring and build pay in fulls on top of that. However, especially if you want to invest into ads, because if you want to scale to bigger levels, you will sooner or later, it's super key that you're making a lot of money up front. Because let's say you spent $1,000 on ads, somebody paid you 5 grand. Now you can reinvest 5 grand into ads, and you now you have this money-making machine, right? If you just charge them 200 per month, 500 per month even, right? You just have $500. What are you going to do with that? You know, you cannot really reinvest it. So that's why it's important that you charge more upfront. Next, use the 25% rule. Keep raising your price until your close rate drops below 25%. If more than 1 in 4 people are saying yes, your price is too low. Obviously, you are a great closer, or your closer is a great closer. However, it's a great rule of thumb that you can be increasing the price until it drops below 25%, right? Because at that point, that means that basically the value is lower than the price that they are paying. Now, step 8 is the savage guarantee. This is especially if you don't have a lot of experience, if you don't have a lot of clients, but you can also implement this if you do have a lot of clients. It just depends on your risk tolerance. You want to remove all risk for the buyer, and this makes your offer a complete no-brainer, right? You will see it a lot in the business world where somebody will give you a guarantee, you will make this much money or you'll get your money back. You can use this in fitness as well. So you have two types of guarantees. You have an action-based guarantee. If you show up, do the work, track your food, you know, don't miss workouts, and don't lose 15 pounds in 90 days or a specific goals that you initially set with them, I will coach you for free until you do. So this case is a great one because you're actually not refunding anybody. You will just continue working with them for free. But this basically guarantees that they will succeed, right? And you don't need to use this in front-end marketing. You can actually use this on sales calls, right? So if somebody is resistant, they don't want to buy, you can just throw this guarantee on them, and then they have no reason to say no, right? Because you literally guarantee them that they will succeed. Now, the second guarantee is a results guarantee for the bold, if you're comfortable with this. If you don't achieve, again, the goal that you set with them, you get the full refund. Again, there's downsides to that because it's not ideal. You don't really want to be giving refunds, you know, because it can fuck up your taxes, and, you know, just overall accounting is a mess if you give refunds. So I'll recommend you to take the first route, but you can also use the second route if you want to really give like a 100% conviction that this will work for them. So that's that. Now, if you struggle to get clients or keep clients or cannot for the life of you figure out how to grow your online coaching business, feel free to check the first link in the description. It's not a webinar, it's not a case study, it's not some free training trying to sell you some shit. It's a video of me explaining how my company can help you solve the problem. And yet, yes, it's a funnel designed to sell you something. I'm not going to pretend it's not. However, you don't need to check it if you don't want to, but feel free to check it out if you have a client acquisition problem or some kind of fulfillment problem in your business. Now, thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll be answering for sure. You can also message me on Instagram. I really appreciate you for watching this video. Create an offer, start charging high ticket, and go make a lot more money. Have a good day.